Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Mem Rizky Firdausi Rahmadania SEMSM as a lecturer of leadership course and all my friends who saw this video. We are from Group 7 of Digital Office Administration Study Program Class A. Today we're going to explain about typology of leadership. But before we start our presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Tia Almamega as the moderator of this group, but I am not alone. Let me introduce the members of our group, Afina Dia Pratiwi, Nashwa Akila Maheswari, and Nurun Nazwa Minanda. There are our subject matters that contains 1. Basic theories of leadership, 2. Leadership types and styles, 3. Multi-indicators of leadership type, 4. Factors influencing leadership typology, 5. Case study and conclusion. For the first material will be explained by Nurun. For the Nurun, the screen is yours.
Okay, basic theory of leadership. Leadership is the process of influencing individual or groups to achieve a common goals, which requires communication, problem solving, decision making, and adaptation skill. Leadership is dynamic, stands according to situation and condition, and can be learned and developed by anyone who is willing to learn. Next. Basic theory of leadership. Number 1, theory of nature. Theory of nature focus on innate characteristic such as courage, confidence, intelligence, and integrity, which are believed to make someone an effective leader. Number 2, behavioral theory. Behavioral theory emphasizes that leadership can be learned through behaviors such as decision making, providing the direction and motivation teams without really on innate stride. Number 3, contingency theory. Contingency theory state an effective leadership that depends on the situation, including characteristics of the leader, subordinates, and context. So leader must be flexible to adjust their style. Number 4, transactional theory. Transactional theory says leadership as an extent prepositioned leader of followers, where leader provide reward for good performance with a focus on performance management and short-term goals. Number 5, transformational theory emphasizes that leader inspire and motivate followers to achieve maximum potential and drive change for the goods of the organization by one personal intents. Next will be explained by my college.
Okay, the next topic is types and styles of leadership. Next. The first one is types of leadership. Leadership can be called effective and efficient if it is carried out based on the function and goals that have been set. Therefore, a leader must be able to try to be part of the whole situation of the group or organization he leads. The types of leadership are divided into 5, including the first one is authority leadership. An authoritative leader is a selfish leader because every order and policy he sets is the result of without consulting his subordinates. The second is paternalistic leadership. Leaders who prioritize the value of togetherness and common interests. The third is democratic leadership. The democratic type is based on the idea that activities in the organization will run smoothly and can achieve predetermined goals if various problems that arise are decided together. Next, the fourth is charismatic leadership. A charismatic leader has a special characteristic, which is that his appeal is so compelling that he is able to gain a very large following. And the last one is laissez-faire leadership. Laissez-faire means free control. The laissez-faire type leader makes subordinates as co-workers because together they carry out their duties to the desired goal. Next. The second is leadership style. Leadership style is a pattern of behavior both in the form of words and actions used by leaders in interacting with subordinates. Here are six leadership styles, including first is persuasive style. Someone who has a persuasive leadership style is able to inspire, motivate, and guide his colleagues. Second is repressive style. This leadership style is carried out by pressurizing, restraining, and even oppressing colleagues or subordinates. Third is participative style. This leadership style implements an open system by providing opportunities for subordinates to play an active role. Next. Fourth is innovative style. A leader who has an innovative style means a leader who always tries hard to solve problems and realize renewal efforts in all fields, whether political, economic, social, and cultural. Fifth is motivational style. Motivative style means a leader who can convey information about his ideas, programs, and policies to his colleagues as well. The last one is educational style. Educative style is a leader who likes to develop his subordinates by providing education and skills to subordinates. Next. For the next material will be explained by Mega. For Mega, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. The next materials is multi-indicator of leadership type. Multi-indicator leadership type is a set of criteria or factors used to identify and classify a person's leadership style or type. This concept recognizes that leadership is a complex matter that cannot be assessed from just one aspect. According to Kartono and Lisa Paramita, there are several indicators that are usually used to assess a person's leadership. 1. Decision-making ability. This is the leader's expertise is choosing the best solution from various options available. Leaders must be able to weigh the pros and cons of each option before decision something. 2. Motivating ability. This is the leader's ability to make team members excited at work. A leader must be able to encourage the team to use their best ability to achieve the vision, mission, and goals of the company or organization. 3. Communication skills. This ability is the leader's expertise in conveying ideas or information clearly, both orally and in writing, so that others can understand their intention well. 4. Ability to control subordinates is the leader's ability to direct the teamwork in accordance with organizational goals. The leaders must be able to make team members follow his direction in an appropriate manner. 5. Responsibility. In this indicator, responsibility is the readiness of the leaders to be responsible for all decisions and action taken, including facing and the consequence. 6. Emotional control. This is the leader's skills in regulating their feelings and emotional reaction, especially in difficult situations. Leaders who can control their emotion will find it easier to overcome challenges. All of these skills are essential to being an effective leader. Good leaders continue to develop these skills to help their teams and organization thrive. For the next explanation, we'll be For the next material will be explained by Nashwa. For Nashwa, the screen is yours.
Okay, next factor influencing leadership typology. Next. The first one is a leader personality include his or her values, background, and experience. Leader who have values of service and empathy tend to have a leadership style that focus on the well-being of those they lead. While leaders who are more concerned with status and personal gain will exhibit a more authoritarian or transactional style. The second one is skill and experience. Leaders who have high skill and extensive experience tend to be more confident in decision making and may be more flexible in applying various leadership styles according to the situation. The third characteristic. If subordinates are self-reliant and have high initiative, leaders might adopt a more delegative or participative style, where subordinates are given greater autonomy in making decisions. Conversely, if subordinates require more direction of or supervision, the leader will be more likely to adopt a more directive style, where instruction and rules are more clear and firm. The last one is organizational climate and policies. Organizations with policies that encourage participation, openness, and collaboration tend to produce leaders with a more democratic and inclusive style. Conversely, organizations with a hierarchical structure will encourage leaders to apply an authoritarian style. Existing policies determine how much flexibility leaders can apply in carrying out their duties. Next. Okay, next is case study and conclusion. Hospital Sehat Sentosa is facing serious problems regarding coordination between departments. Dr. Ratna, as a head of the hospital, is known for her leadership style, which is to laissez-faire. He gave complete freedom to each department head to manage their respective units without any clear direction and coordination. As a result, there are overlapping procedures, miscommunication between units, and inefficiency in patient care. Some departments even create conflicting policies, such as difference in administrative procedure between emergency department and inpatient units that confuse patients and their families. Next will be presented by Afina.
Okay, thank you. And the solution is the hospital board of trustees needs to direct Dr. Rana to adopt a more balanced situational leadership style. The first step is to establish an integrated management system with clear SOPs that apply to all departments. Dr. Ratna needs to hold weekly coordination meetings with all department heads to align policies and discuss cross-departmental issues. In addition, it is necessary to form a special team consisting of representatives from each department to oversee policy implementation and ensure effective coordination. This more structured leadership approach has been successfully implemented in several large hospitals, resulting in increased patient satisfaction of up to 60% and operational efficiency increased by 35% within 6 months. And the last material will be explained by moderator.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. This is our conclusion from our presentation. So the conclusion are the basic theory of leadership explain that leadership is a process of influencing other people to achieve common goals. In this case, there are various types and style of leadership, such as authority, paternalistic, democratic, charismatic, and laissez-faire leadership, each of which has a different approach to decision-making and interaction with subordinates. Multi-indicators of leadership type include the ability to make decisions, control subordinates, emotional responsibility, motivation, communication, and so on. Factors that influence leadership typologies include individual characteristics, skills, and experience, as well as organizational climate and policy. Whatever an organization will success or fail is largely determined by the leadership of the institute itself, because the leader has a big influence in achieving the organization's goals. This is the list of our reference. That's all presentation from us. Thank you for your attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.